Once upon a time, on a farm, next to a pond, Mother Duck was sitting on her nest, on her eggs. It was a summer's day. Slowly, one by one, her eggs all cracked open. The ducklings all said, "Quack, quack," but one egg did not hatch. Grandfather Duck heard all the quacking and went to see Mother Duck. Mother Duck told him about the egg that had not hatched. Grandfather Duck thought the egg looked like a turkey's egg because it was so big. After a few days of waiting, the big egg hatched. Mother Duck could see that the duckling was not same as the others. It was bigger, white, and ugly. Mother Duck was sure the duckling would change and become like the others. Mother Duck and the ducklings went swimming in the pond. The ugly duckling could swim much better than the others could. Mother Duck was very happy about this. After the swim, Mother Duck took the ducklings to the farmyard to play. The farm animals saw the ugly duckling and were very mean to him. They told him he looked ugly and that he did not look like the other ducklings. The ugly duckling became very sad. Mother Duck was not happy with the other animals and told them to leave the ugly duckling alone. Mother Duck told them how well the ugly duckling swam and how she thought he would look like the other ducklings in a few days. The days went by and nobody listened to Mother Duck. The farm animals still made fun of the ugly duckling. The other ducklings were also mean to him and would not play with him. The ugly duckling felt very sad. He did not want to be at the farm anymore. One night, he ran away. He went a long, long way and fell asleep in a muddy marsh. The next morning, the ugly duckling woke to see some of the wild ducks looking at him. He asked them if he could stay with them. They told him that he was ugly, so he could not stay with them and had to go. The ugly duckling was very sad. Nobody was ready to be his friend because he was so ugly. It started to rain, so the ugly duckling found a place to stay dry. He took shelter under the porch of an old house. The next day, the house door opened and a big dog came outside. The dog barked at the ugly duckling and the duckling had to run away very quickly. The days went by and winter came. The ugly duckling was very cold. He lived alone near a pond and made his home in the long grass. It was a long winter. Finally, spring came with sunny days. One day on the pond, the ugly duckling saw 3 beautiful white swans swimming. The ugly duckling knew that they would not want him as a friend because he was too ugly. The 3 swans saw the ugly duckling and swam over to him. They said, "Hello, new swan." The ugly duckling asked them why they called him a swan when he was a duck. The swans told him that he was not a duck and to look at his reflection in the water. The ugly duckling was very happy with his reflection in the water. He was not an ugly duckling anymore. He was a handsome white swan. The 3 swans were happy to be his friends and they all swam in the pond. The 4 swans flew up in the sky. The ugly duckling was a very handsome white swan. He was very happy. The children on the ground clapped as the swans flew above them. The Ugly Duckling. Moral lesson: never judge anyone by their looks. Always care for other people. Do not be mean to others.
Once upon a time, Mother Duck was seated on her nest. Her egg she was keeping warm and doing her very best. So they would hatch and she would see ducklings so sweet. They all hatched but one who she did not get to meet. On hearing duckling quack, Grandfather Duck came to see. But Mother Duck was not as happy as she thought she would be. He heard about the unhatched egg and took a look at it. It looked like a turkey's egg and did not seem to fit. A few days passed them by, and the egg finally cracked. The duckling that came out gave a very loud quack. He was ugly, looked different, and was colored white. Mother Duck thought that in the end everything would be alright. She took her baby ducklings for a swim in the lovely lake. They all jumped in and made as much noise as they could make. The ugly duckling was swimming far better than the rest. He might look different, but at swimming he was the best. Later on, Mother Duck took them to the farm to play. The ugly duckling met some farm animals on this day, which teased him and picked on him and were all really bad. They told him he looked different, which made him rather sad. Mother Duck was angry and felt that she had to say, "My would listen to poor Mother Duck. They all said sorry, but the ugly duckling had just been bad luck. His sisters, his brothers, and all the farm animals used to make so much fun. Nobody asked the ugly duckling to play, so he made up his mind to run. He was sad and did not want to go, but the others were so mean. So one night the ugly duckling hoped that he would not be seen. He ran away and fell asleep in a marsh which was muddy and so black. He was alone and very sad, but he did not want to go back. The next day when the ugly duckling woke up, he had quite a fright. Staring back at him were some wild ducks that looked quite a sight. The ugly duckling asked, "Can I stay here, for I have nowhere else to go?" The wild duck said, "You cannot stay, you are too ugly, so the answer is no." The ugly duckling was very upset. "I have no friends," he cried. It started to rain, so the ugly duckling ran to find a place to hide. He found an old house with a porch by the door, which was nice and dry. The ugly duckling stood under the porch and had a little cry. Next day the house door opened and a He did not know why they called him a swan, so he looked into the pond. He could not believe what he saw. It was like magic from a magician's wand. Looking back at him from the water was